of Salone every day. Voice of peace. Tune to our Voice of Salone every day. Voice of Salone. I dey joke with many things, but not with me radio. I be radio every day. This station is steady. Wait today. Tell her make you bring me radio. I want today. Oh, wait today. Tell her make you bring me radio. I want today. Voice of Salone radio every day. I go tune in every day. Every other day, every day. I go tune in every day. Every other day, every day. So tune to Voice of Salone every day. Voice of peace. Voice of Salone every day. Voice of peace. Tune to Voice of Salone every day. Voice of Salone. I dey joke with many things, but not with me radio. I be radio every day. This station is steady. Wait today. Tell her make you bring me radio. I want today. Oh, wait today. Tell her make you bring me radio. I want today. Voice of Salone radio every day. I go tune in every day. Every other day, every day. I go tune in every day. Every other day, every day. So tune to Voice of Salone every day. Voice of peace. Tune to Voice of Salone every day. Voice of Salone.
Al-Mu'minin Islamic Organization. Brother Muhammad Sisela, Soldier of Then. Spice 91.9 FM.
Ilias
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The beloved listeners and viewers around the world with the listen Voice of Salone Radio on FM 91.9. As we will see earlier, this is the program. We are the Islamic Hour. We come to you every day. Now, Voice of Salone Radio, particularly on Friday, every day in Ramadan, and every Friday in the normal months. Them. So stay tuned, stay connected as we get with guests today from the United States, Columbus, Ohio. We join we a great scholar of Deen and now somebody we safe they do a very best in your way for ensure say it propagates Deen and a mentor to so many people. Of course, today we can discuss issue about drugs and any intoxicant. We of course now in the all about the country now as we the all side people talk about drugs, push, jamba or whatever thing. So today we can discuss this particular issue in the Islamic point of view. But before we go further, I want to let we guest say salam alaikum to Famulem out there. Sheikh Mufti, salam alaikum.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Alhamdulillah. So you're going to introduce yourself to Famulem.
I think you just did that. Subhanallah. I don't know if you will say again.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Sheikh Mufti na Sheikh, we of course in the United States. Please one for Famulem out there, pardon we, as he has a lot of followers around the globe, and some of them are not understanding the Creole. So it's going to be mixing the Creole and English together. Inshallah, we'll pray for making good one 70% of Creole and the 30% to make them in English for some of your followers. Them we know they understand the English around the globe because we in a Voice of Salone here, Creole we talk now, and of course, we also want for each and every person understand within we talk now. So as Sheikh don't introduce himself, you don't say salam. Today we get a topic we can discuss. We and about drug business inside the Islamic point of view. Of course, we know say for the past 2 years to 3 years, this particular sheikh na the first person we na the first sheikh we me know say be the talk on this issue we don't disturb a lot of youth them today. And I want for know before we go proper into the reminder we get for we today or the short lecture we get for we today, I want for let sheikh tell we who side he get this inspiration and how he do know say this thing I get for escalate like how we escalate so.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So when it started, a very young person, and I hang around the youths them. So when I travel to Sierra Leone, and I get to talk with some of me friends then that we go to school, and some of the young man the way we did around. And of course, I went, I, at the time now, so I go na Kisi Part area, I be get for belong to the car. I think you guys have sound issues there. All right, now you hear me?
Yeah, they give you let me go.
Okay, you sound giving sound. So I been in a Kisi area, I think around Wellington, while we try for fix my car, and then I see some youth man there, and this one sit down, it is sleep by himself. This one just in up, it's like it floats by himself, and with different things there. So I get for ask now, waiting the gun. So then somebody tell me, so, oh, now drugs, I need to take. I say, I know, but whose kind of drugs this? Because this enough about like jamba. And that's when they tell me about the drug called Kush. And since then, I start to investigate because there's a ayah in the Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِن جَاءَكُمْ فَاسِقٌ بِنَبَإٍ فَتَبَيَّنُوا. When people came to you with the news, they say, make you investigate the news. So in that light, I started for ask. And I have that discussion with so many different people, including even Brother Mersisi. We had that discussion. So I begin to learn more. During that process of asking and learning, I got to know a lot. And subhanallah, I decided to start talking about it. That time they it not be rampant the way which we see right now. And I spoke about it everywhere. A lot of my lectures, them I talked about it, different programs and different places, even up to when I went to the parliament. I did the Salatul Juma. I talked about it there too, but it sounds like it went into the deaf ears, and people didn't give it more attention, and I didn't get much of a support from even the scholars on ground base, because they have to talk about it more, but they're not getting the attention that time. And subhanallah, we are Usa Wudeso right now.
Okay, thank you very much, Sheikh. Just like waiting to say, in the first person we the year from we na Sheikh, we begin talk about this diamond bull, say na in the use. So how comes you know say na something like this in the use for make this push?
I don't tell you say na Yahudi, na Yahudi. So na Salon born na there I grew up. I left Salon when I was a teenager. Work almost Salon. So I know almost o'clock when I sound, and I need to check on the sound. So I asked people. I wanted to know about the drug, like what kind of drug. And during that process, like I mentioned, because I'm not going to call names, but that's when I get for land say na diamond bone they use, and not just one person that told me, so many people them, and I keep investigating. I got it from people on the ground, and sometimes some of the people and connected or know somebody we involved in the trafficking, that tell them how do they do the mixture.
Okay, of course, just like wetin you say so, na the first person wey tell me say na so and so this thing be, and if we not take with them, e get for go in a way that e get for be difficult for them to control am. So you don't tell me how e get this inspiration and why e dey decide for the lecture in this way. And again, Sheikh, now wetin you feel say because we dey get a complaint say now the thing only na the system, some of the when they only take this drugs here, e only na the system and e difficult for them to left am now. So wetin dem go do na for them go make for them flush am from them. You as a medical practitioner, who's the advice wey you go give for let them go able to stop this thing here? I mean, for let them go able to flush am from them people here the system. Because that kind of complaint wey dey make.
Now, Tayyip. So when it comes to drugs in general, it's an addiction. So anything with somebody that you do and then you want to do them over and over, it's called addiction. In mental health, we there's a whole segment about addiction and abuse of drugs. So what is happening when it comes to the kush itself, the people that we don't involved in it, they have been addicted. So I don't understand when they say flush it from the system, in what concept the medical people of Sierra Leone they say that how did they flush her? What we know, addiction is not just for take medicine or for say let go give you IV medication or pull and come on a system. It go more than just flushing something out of your system. You can flush something out and then you go back and retake it. So in my understanding of mental health and addiction, they need counseling. So there should be a setup, an area or a place or places, so centers that government must be involved and they cannot continue to be silent. And this is something I've been bold about. I am not hiding because I understand the nation that we're living. If you say anything little, that you direct it directly to the government or the president, people take offense of it, or the government takes offense of it, or the president or in entourage or people the way they work with and directly might take offense on it. But this is not politics. This is not about X, Y, and Z. This is about the lives of the people that he's ruling and his government is ruling. And um, he should understand that education don't become white and the world is a global world, that
Yeah.
everything that someone is doing today will be documented, and it will be replayed. It's not like before in the 90s. When he took power in the 90s, I was young, and I actually was the first person that the NPRC called on June 16 for go do African Child Day under Alaji UNS Ja, when I went, and he was sitting right there, and Strasser was sitting right there, and the whole team. So I am not new to him. He might not remember me. I was a very young star at that time. um, he can't continue to be silent. He needs to establish a system. I don't know if you guys are your network back, your son
Ye-
thing.
Yes, yes, I'm getting you loud and clear.
طيب. They need for establish centers, areas. These people that are addicted, okay, they are addicted. Not just giving them medication to say go flush them out. I don't know what they're gonna use to flush it, but they have to put them on counseling. They need for talk to them. They need to rehabilitate them and take them away from the drug so they don't even have access to it. And then during the process that they don't have access for the drugs, then they can then give them something called comfort meds, for whatever withdrawal symptoms then we then get for go through. Here in America, I work in the mental health. That is my passion and that is what I I like, and I know a lot about it. Where Usari currently work, that's all we do. People get addicted to different drugs. Some of us get addicted to something that is not drugs. Some of us addicted to women. Some addicted to money.
Yeah,
Some addicted to power.
exactly.
Some addicted to porn. So they on their own addiction is on drugs, and their own addiction is more open because you see the repercussion right there and then. So somebody who addicted to money, which are now the cartels, the people they way they cow them, so they are addicted to money. So what they do, they don't care if the entire nation wiped out, as long as they become rich and richer,
Rich.
and they have all the money for flash on social media and drive luxurious cars and show big mansions. They don't care. So that's their own addiction. They have their own therapy that they need. But for these youths and these people, and subhanAllah, it's not just even the youths that are not involved. We're seeing videos of even older people, even people from the military, people from the police department
The
that are
police.
getting
Yeah,
involved in it. So government can no longer sit down and be quiet. And if
yeah,
they can go out and complain or break homes and houses of people that will build in areas them we're not supposed to build because of erosion, because of and force of water or devastation of the weather when it comes, then when a 10, 20 people then die, government did that to protect the rest of the humanity or the people, then they need to step in. I don't care um, what angle they're looking at. The youths are dying, and the people are dying.
yeah,
They need to establish centers, counseling areas, and get medical professionals that are not everybody when a medical professional will be able to treat this. Just because you're a doctor doesn't mean that you can treat mental health. In America, you
yeah,
have to have a different license, and you work on a different scope of practice when you treat somebody with a mental health or deals with addiction. So they need to gather a force of medical professionals, doctors and nurses that are trained in the mental health and addiction to establish centers and then notify the nation, hey, from now on, anyone that is addicted to kush, or if we catch you or you get captured, you will be brought to the center. You will go through counseling and withdrawal treatment, and have these doctors come up with a cocktail of addiction withdrawal medications that works for the kush, because not every medication might work. So they have to
yeah,
study and then bring those people and then get these youth into those addiction centers and give them counseling and then put them on withdrawal medication and then go after the cartel, even if it's your father. And I'm saying this, even if it's your father, your mother, your sister, your nephew, or your cousin are involved, go after them and stop the drug from the sources, minimize it, because it might not be able to get cut off completely at one moment because it's now
yeah,
rampant in the nation. They will smuggle it,
exactly.
but minimize it, make it illegal, make it illegal the same way that you make illegal the sex what's it called for females that say no to female teenage pregnancy and all of that. The same way you invested money, time and energy in these things to minimize it. It's not that you nipped it off completely, but at least you minimize it and the world recognizes that. The same way you went after education and you said education is your chief program, and you get recognition by the world for it, you can also add this as an additional, because as a leader you can't just stick to the plan. You cannot just stick to the 5 bullets that you have in your manifesto. Things are gonna come up that you didn't plan for. You're gonna have to able to jump in and say, now we have an epidemic, because this is not on the whole world, this is just in Sierra Leone, and it's moving to Guinea and Liberia and the neighboring nation, which is now a fitna, is a problem. You need to establish something and let the people know, and then go after where the drugs are coming from, and try to make it illegal and capture people that try to smuggle it and prosecute them, go after them, and so they can be afraid. At least they are afraid to sell it and bring it, and then put a system for the youths that are smoking to go into therapy, go into counseling, and give them some withdrawal medication, and then rehabilitate them, train them into something that is beneficial, that can be useful to the nation, than just allowing them to sleep themselves away, or sleep themselves into death, or sleep themselves into wounds and bad diseases that will eventually later on turn into more medical issues in the nation that we cannot even deal with. And we know how our medical system in Sierra Leone is not of the
Yeah.
best, and I don't think it's even closer to the best as of right now. Until
Yeah.
until unless our professionals and our own doctors, our own medical people, our own leaders, our president, the vice, and his family will be able to use our medical facility for every time they don't have to fly out and get checked out, then you can tell us that we have a proper medical system in the nation. I'm sorry, I might be blunt here, and that's who I am.
No,
But
no, no problem. No problem.
you
Just
have a
take the podium.
response. Yeah, you have a
You are my guest tonight.
responsibility.
Today. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have a responsibility to save the nation. And right now, he's failing on this one. And this one, if nobody tells him that, una tell and say, one young boy we no sabi better. Say it if I'm fail on this side if he doesn't speak up.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Sheikh Mufti. As we don't get to that one day, it's time for talk about one. Let we declare as epidemic, just like we be do like the Ebola or Corona. I believe say now one of the things that the way Sheikh Mufti did try for say, and also let me try for see how they able to track the dealers them with the deal with the sell entire retail, and also the importer them, the one that they bring and come to the country. So let me try for track them and let the law take and cause over them people there. And also, not only them again, we need for talk with the one they ready into this drug there for call them if not a center, the open center for them for counseling and for see how they able to talk to them. If now idleness make they do them, so then get way with a different job for them as well. So these are some of the things them we check them digest now. And before that, I want for it goes straight to wetin e get for we today. We na the advice we get for we today from the Quran and Hadith. We talk about drugs, say good for mortal man. So Sheikh, salam alaikum.
Salamatullah. So this not yani I have been talking. Sorry, I don't they talk about this the usage. I don't they talk
Yeah,
about
just
this.
go ahead. I
Yeah, they give
understand.
lectures for hours on end in English. So sometimes not to say me English not the best of the English, but we just the mix up and box up, Um,
Okay.
um, I tell you, we don't they talk about this coach for 3+ years. Like I
Yeah.
said, I don't talk about in the biggest masajid in Sierra Leone. I don't even go
Yes.
to the extent even a parliament where all most of the Muslim
We
members of
also get a
parliament
public lecture
as
on that.
on that. I don't sit
Yeah.
there. And the saddest part of it, from everything that we're hearing and seeing, and we can't authenticate everything we see on social media, but there
Yeah.
is some truth to some of it, if not all of it, that
Yeah.
Muslims are involved in this cartel. And just get me on this one first. Muslims are involved in it. And
Yeah.
some of them are people that actually go for Umrah on top of that. And some of them knows Quran, they read Quran. Some of them fast. And some of them are married and they do have children. And then they sit there and watch on TV and they watch people take these things, these pills and this medication, and kill themselves from within. And a couple days ago, I did a analogy and about how the drugs works in the system, how it works in the system, and why they float the way they float, and why the body gets mutilated from outside the way it get mutilated because of the component that has been added. The actual drug that comes from the Netherlands is not that potent. I don't know how to say that in English right now. In order hot for destroy the person as quick. It does destroy the people, not as quick as it they do right now, because when you get Nasalone, they go back and remix them. And among the
Yeah.
things that they use the component of a dead man bone. And the dead man bone has bacteria that are in there that is not for the human being. I mentioned this. The tumbu where they eat motama, we don't die. It's different from the tumbu they see na grown right now. Allah has
Subhanallah.
special tumbu them where they make specially for mortal man body. If the normal tumbu they see where they work and are grown, if they eat the mortal man body, they die because they don't make for that. They swell up and then die. Allah has special tumbu them when for mortal man body. Everything has its own. It's like if we get things that will go eat with fit we certain animal, if you eat it cause problem for you
Yeah,
the same way. So
exactly.
what
Yeah,
they do, the more time we don't die, it don't decompose, that bone they don't rot in, it don't sit on the tin up there. Those bacteria don't leave the DNA inside part and they don't left their own mark and trade in it. Now they recognize that this is a dead person. So when you take that bone, you grate that bone there, you mix them with the actual kush that comes from Netherlands, because the main source of kush is from the Netherlands. And we're not going to hide
yeah,
it. And I'm going to go to Holland and I'm going to say it in Dutch there. And I'm going to push when I get to Holland, inshallah, to go to some of the gementes and talk about it, that there's something coming out from the Netherlands that is killing people in Sierra Leone. And since our government refused to talk, we will put them on the spotlight. And we will put them, just because they don't make money from this. If they can the Western world, they're not gonna forget their money, because if na rain na so host them broke. If na small disease na happen, so 6 people and die, 100 people and die, they will complain. But 200 plus people don't die. Government couldn't say anything, because why? Nobody not gonna forget the money for this one. Not gonna forget money. This one I refuse. This one advantage they want to take power. This is not right. If they're not do them, God go arrest them one by one. So my point why they make now is
yeah,
that bone day has bacteria in it. They grated the bone, they mix it with the kush, because our teachers, also our imams, are not studying these things to come and tell the people them. And
yeah,
so when you ingest it, you take that drug in it, your system recognizes that there is something foreign we don't kaiser your body. Now,
yeah.
the foreign thing that you don't ingest is like when you take flu vaccine, virus vaccine, or no go far, the pandemic vaccine, when they call the corona. When you put
Corona.
on, what are you doing? You they ingest, you they put the virus in yourself, so your body go react for protect you against that. Now, when they take this one, the power of it is too high, and they're not getting any medication to fight it. Their immune system is already weak. They need to eat properly. They are not sleeping properly. They are sick. Naturally, they already get malaria, then get typhoid, then get all the other diseases inside the system. So now what's going to happen? When they ingest this kush itself in the body, it goes in the system. The virus now start playing and working in the system, and the immune system cannot fight the virus. So the body recognize, like, it looks like you are already a dead person while you are alive. So this is how the virus works inside of the body. Because while you take a virus of a dead man, a bacteria that is on a dead person, you put it inside your body. So literally, you are a dead man walking, dead man alive. That is why before they float, they just tin up, nobody end. You look like they sleep. It's like when somebody don't die, it just tin up by. If you die, you tin up. That's so you tin up. The same way they see there. So if not tin up, you die. Pass somebody can lay down. That's so you float. If you sit down, now you die. If I sit down now, God forbid, right now, if I die now, that's what I get for day. Pass somebody can straight me up. This is how they look like, because that's what the body reacts to, say this person don't die, but you not die yet, you are there, you are alive. So the point I'm making here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had mentioned in the Quran so many things about drugs, alcohol, and things. إنما الخمر والميسر والأنصاب والأظلام رجس من عمل الشيطان فاجتنبوه. The drinking of rum, the alcohol, the game of chance, the whatever that causes fitna in your body is the thing of a shaitan fajtanibu. Stay away from it. Quran said that. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, كل الشراب أسخر فهو haram. Anything that you take that makes you to lose your senses is haram. He said anything that you take, if you drink water till you chat, that water it don't become haram for you. For anything that you ingest, anything you say you make you lose your sense, it become haram. So automatically, kush makes people to lose their senses, and it takes them away from the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it makes them forget about their life and self. It becomes totally haram. You don't even need a hadith for this. You don't even need anything else in the Quran for this. Even common sense and natural in the science and medical and human being know that this is out of the womb, and these people have issues, and their issues is mental health. They are dealing with so much things in their brain that they cannot control themselves, and they think taking medication or taking this kind of pill will make them forget about their problem. They need help, and they need help not just by us just talking on social media. And it's for our leaders to take responsibility of it, establish a sentence, and then establish treatment for them. Counseling and therapy, these are two different things. You do therapy with them, you do counseling with them, and then also put them on withdraw medication. So when they're taking it, they stop taking it, just taking it and you stop, they're gonna withdraw from it. So what you're gonna do, give them a cocktail of medications that can taper them slowly out of it until they no longer take it. And then even if they go outside, they should not be able to get it. And then catch the people them, even if your sister involved. And I'm saying it directly because that's the rumor. I don't know if it's true. If she's involved, call her to your office and say, you need to cut this nonsense. If you're involved in it, you need to cut it off, and you need to show the world that you are not involved in it, and let people take that out of the way. If the vice is involved and in a Fula and he speaks Arabic, he lived in Sudan, he knows Quran, he knows what Islam says, he no problem. Then a big pass me, then I ain't got get her. If na lie the life and back, God na insabi. But whoever that involved, catch them, bring them to the law. If they be make 5-5, why be small? 5-5, you cannot bring it in Sierra Leone. Marlboro cigarettes. These are cigarettes that the only thing it cause lung cancer, it cause cancer over a period of time. They make it prohibited and they capture people. What about this one that are killing people instantaneously? How can you be silent for even for a day? You cannot be silent. So in Quran, in ayah, Allah said we should stay away from these things. It loses your sense, it's haram. Fajtanibuhu, who are rich to shaitan. This is the works of the shaitan. Stay away from it. Anyone that sells drugs is doing the job of a shaitan. The money that you get from it is haram. You cannot build mosque with it. You cannot go umrah with it. You cannot go hajj with it. You cannot even give it as a donation. It's a haram money. Yawm al-Qiyamah, you will be judged for that money. Hadith is there for it. The one where they take them has a problem. They need to be helped. They need to make dua for them rather than them beat them, rather than them bab they eat them, rather than them body shame them. They should take them to centers and then advise them, give them therapy, give them counseling, give them withdrawal medication, and find something better for them to do than body shame them. This is my advice, and I say to you, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Of course, if you listen, again at the studio with Sheikh Mufty Yassin from Columbus, Ohio, na the United States of America. Of course, na the chief imam, na Masjid Imam, where they with we na the studio. And like I been say earlier, this na the first Sheikh we me be done the yari, we talk about this drug and how it reacts by people and how it get for look like in the next 2-3 years. And all within he predict, I would say so. Now some of we they see because we don't we don't they take them in public lectures them in Juma Kutuba them na big places, even our government offices them, where they invite them. That's why see all inside in the parliament, you don't go there for go lecture. He talk them, say this if you not look, if you not left them, and so we get for end up for do with the people of Sierra Leone. And also we talk about Muslims them. And indeed, we claim to be Muslims. We na the virus by this particular thing here. Some of the people where then they mention, where they say some of them are Muslim, and indeed, the people already call who know say some of them are Muslim. And then they before by this thing here. But inshallah, just like what we say, we commit everything to Allah. Allah will take control, and Allah will punish who that He will punish. And also, he talk about say some people they sell this thing here, destroy people picking them, and then say they repent for go waiting, for go build mosque or for go spend on an orphanage or whatsoever. Allah get for ask you tomorrow how you get the money and how you spend them. So if you not get them in a clean way, you get forget that judgment day. Then if you spend on the good way, Allah knows kind of judgment we get for do. So let we be careful. And again, we shall talk about therapy. This particular word here, I want for like break and down for we small because not so everybody know about this word here. Say we for involve therapy, and counseling for the people we don't involve in this year. So one for we shall go break and down for we people holding our wife, holding up the ilo, the bookstone, we need to understand better so they go understand this particular word here.
So in the medical field, when we talk about therapy, and there are so many mental health professionals probably that will be watching this video, if not right now, but afterwards. So in America, for example, we get when somebody come that has a mental issues, first they give them a social worker, somebody will go take them as under their caseload that will schedule them and try to rehabilitate them into something better. Waiting they make you go into drugs, waiting they cause this thing, waiting they do this. And then they have the counselors that will counsel you about the problem them, the issues them. We go happy with you if you continue to take these drugs and all that kind of stuff. Then we go for in the long run, if you not stop, waiting will be your outcome. And then of course you have the professional, the nurse practitioners or the mental health doctors. Then we will prescribe for you some kind of medication to help you take away that craving, the thing that makes you want to continue to take this medication. So it is a whole system by itself. It's a whole system. You can do the counseling all by itself, or you can do the therapy that you tell them they can't. Every Monday they come, they have a group, all of them go sit down, and then they will, everybody will give you own little experience, how he involved by the drug, how he begin for take him, and what he happy with how he start for take him. And they have that group therapy, and then you have individual one by one. You can inside the person in office, now you one grade una two, they counsel you, you talk to them about your personal life and what they affect you and why you think about this and what you think about what you can normally do, how you get the money for getter, when you do one-on-one, and then you get the group therapy when everybody we involved una go sit down, una talk about her, and then they have the therapist, we go talk to una about the repercussion and the dangers of this. And then una go see the professional, the medical professional, a practitioner or a medical doctor. We go say, okay, yeah, go take this paracetamol, or go take this Zofran, or go take this whatever medication of the choice of the professional that thinks that works on this medication or this drug, and they say, go take this. So we need to establish that we don't have the funds to do it. Government has the funds. And I'm circle back to them. If they can produce us at airport within 5 years of ruling, if they can produce to us say education now, we don't get a standardized education and don't succeed on that. If they can produce to us so many other things that they saying to us and in the media and in their things that they have achieved, I think they should be able to nip this one. They should not say this is not our manifesto, we will only stick to the plan. No, you will not stick to the plan. You will have to go outside your plan a little bit. You cannot just be on your comfort zone. You have to go outside the bubble. This is an epidemic in the nation that is killing the youth that you are ruling. We understand that sometimes they don't want me other person picking land better, so they don't picking they will come back for car rule. But remember, say God na in the choose a ruler, and God na in the bring. And as of this moment, God don't choose them, and Allah is gonna ask them on the day of judgment. Regardless how they make tight, one day they get for common apart. Sheikh Stephen don't left, Jess Momo don't commodity, all the other hand will be don't commodity. Not to say not be one state more than this, but God take there. Either then come on before they die, or then die and then commodity. One way or the other, you're gonna leave, and we will talk about you. And now people are getting education, and people can write books, and it's hard. You cannot, after you come on power, you cannot stop somebody not for writing book or publishing book. You can. People will write, and it will be attached and aligned to the time that the thing happened. Students are gonna read about the children that are coming in the next 20 years will come and read about this, and your name will be there and say, what did the people in authority did to protect the youth on that time? If they say nothing, that's a failure. Even if you give us the whole country diamond and gold, if people still die under this drug and nobody says nothing, not from any ministry, not from any parastatal, not from any government members, not even from the president, it is a shame and it is sad, because they have children. Presidents have children, the vice has children, the government members have children, even the drug dealers, it's a cartel that is going on. It is a cartel that is going on. And they know some of this cartel because some of them, they are friend them, some of them that then colleague them, some of them sponsor them during election, some of them and they hang out together, some of them that they help them pretend they will not be in a parliament or government. So that's why they are silent. This is wrong to the highest degree. And in the month of Ramadan, any Muslim that involved in this, you better don't fast. Una quote me, na mi own fatwa. I'm giving my fatwa. Any Muslim that is involved in this drug, you don't even have to fast. You don't have Ramadan. Quote me, and I will stand in front of Allah to say why I said this word. Because if you can destroy a human being, why are you going to stand in front of Allah and say, Ya Allah, I am fasting? For why? And if you have children, just know that what goes around is not coming around. It will be in front of you. What will they do so to people and picking them? Una picking them. May God make una live long for see. How did they come on next? 6 years from now, 10 and 20 years from now, una go see una picking them, una go say, yeah, Now what we don't do so now God the pay we. It ain't come around now, it come in front of una. Una quote me. What goes around does not come around, it comes in front of you. Jazakumullah khair.
Okay, one for tell plenty thank you to Sheikh as he don't they discuss this issue. And time not in our favor again as we start the program late. And today na Juma we serve na Salonia the piano for Kango na Masjid. And I believe say we Sheikh self the under today. They serve for the na Masjid Iman. Don't forget for follow Sheikh Mufty Yassin na him page where you go on Facebook, type Sheikh Mufti Yassin. Of course, you can able to get in lectures them, in dua them, in advise them, and a lot of things that way you go need. And also, you be able to ask questions on Ramadan and other things them. Don't forget me where they bring the program to now. Me na Boda Mohammed Sisil Kamara. And I want for Leo Sheikh tell we with my final message for tonight because we go for fan time. We will get a long time. We can discuss more about this. So, what in your final message, Sheikh?
A final message that we all know say we are inside the month of Ramadan and we the close out. Ramadan is going down and today is the 19th of Ramadan. Basically, we only have 11 days. Imagine yesterday no more begin to say Ramadan they can 11 days now in left. And these 11 days that are coming are of the very, very important days them inside this blessed month of Ramadan. Remember to increase in your du'as. Remember for pray more. Not go pray that them mocks will they rush for read the Quran the last 10 days. This time I'm my own theme this year. Any mocks will they rush this I would have done the Quran the 3 juice inside 1 hour. No good. You do not get reward. There is no reward in it. You are just wasting your sleep. You better go sleep. You grab, you pray Fajr. You get more blessing that you go sleep. You grab for Fajr that you go to mocks where they rush for read the Quran because they want for done the Quran inside the last 10 days. And no hadith no day we talk say you for done the Quran inside the last 10 days of Ramadan. They say they look for the Laylatul Qadr. That's why the Sheikh they say for those spend time na the mosque. But rather that we spend time na the mosque, we rush the Quran now we must. And Quran say la ta'jal lisan yani in Surah Qiyamah, do not rush your tongue in giving the reading of the recitation. Inna alayna jama'ahu wa Qur'ana. We have revealed this Quran and we put it together. So because now we put them together, la tuharrik bihi lisanak. Do not rush your tongue in the Quran. So my brothers, my final advice, look for masajid or a masjid where they read the Quran clearly, properly, beautifully. If you cannot able to pray the entire night, pray able, then you go take a small nap and then come for Fajr. But not go some side where they say, Yana, before the Mara 1 o'clock, we imam them good. The imams are rushing. This is my advice for this Ramadan. Stay away from those places. You don't have a reward from it. You are just wasting your time because they break the rules of the reading. The tajweed is breaking down. The ayahs are mispronounced. They are rushing in the salah. And then there is no concentration in it. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. You didn't even get time for make dua. And this last 10 days is the time for make dua. So take it very seriously because you might not get next year to do the same thing which you do. So take it very seriously. And then also, the zakat fitr na mandatory for anybody we fast, we get money, we able for feeding self inside Ramadan. You must pull that zakat fitr. I don't know what is the ruling for Sierra Leone. The sheikhs and the imams and the scholars of Sierra Leone will be able to tell you now what is the ruling of what is supposed for pull. So make sure say you pull and always stay the net before pray day. If you wait stay the net before pray day, I call them Zakatul Fitri misroad. But they on the right hand for me. I call them Zakatul Fitri misroad. Because when you pull on the next na money, who they go give? All man they run for go pray. You want to give it, many person get them before the Eid. Or if you wait stay the pray day where you don't get Zakatul Fitri chap, you don't chap by Zakatul Fitri. But they on the right hand for me. Until I say that talk you, as I be better one. They are done. They are men. As a big nice one. So you know one get Zakatul Fitri misroad or Zakatul Fitri chap. You know one chap by Zakatul Fitri. So they are begin plan now. If you don't buy prayer clothes, then that means you are able to get you Zakatul Fitri. Go pull and no wait. Give it out beginning now. Send it. Then I also want to advise the mocks them. They are take this part for me. Record a small. They make a small clip and share them out. Checks them. Masjid them where they receive rest. And Zakatul Fitr from government now they receive a more from the wife of the president. I know she does a very good job. You know, sometimes if they do bad, they do a lot of the good side. I know that she normally goes around in masjid. She will share He go share food and oil and rest to people them. Dear, anybody who gives zakat to fitri cannot take zakat to fitri. But they are copy me. I say, if you able to give zakat to fitri, you cannot take zakat to fitri. That means if you are mosques, people the face can zakat to fitri rest na the mosques to the imam them. You cannot keep that rest in seller after Ramadan. So imam them after Ramadan. So mosques and after Ramadan, I need to send the rest. Yom al Kiyama, you get zakat to fitri fight. You get case.
You total
You get tot the rest na you ate on the day of judgment. You get total. Imam the imam that would they make like for say who God they judge me because they pray people who God they judge me. Look you, if Allah arrest Yunus alayhi salam, he put her inside belly of fish for mistake we make. If Allah send Musa for go land, for we say he land pass all man, who are you? Who are you? Allah they arrest you, they tell themselves. In fact, we not fly in front of her, all of us. So remember that if you eat the poor people the money, they are not eating nothing except fire. And we know Imam them and Jama them and executive and chairman them, they gather the rest, then they ship to themselves back. They will give zakat to fitri, then they shape the rest and the oil to themselves back. Then after Ramadan, then they go sell out. They go find them small people and they say, well, do sell for me this one bag, rest and market back. You know, say rest don't get price now, 900,000. I think so. In fact, the power back I need to talk to her about this yes business. After this Ramadan, me we'll forget the conversation, inshallah ta'ala. He look one champion in the back. It cannot continue for Allah for rise no more. We get for do something. And whatever I need for do, you need for do. So if now the money self they use for flights, if you take a night, put up for the taxes for reduce as small and say, you know, it's a travel again. That money they all put ayanda. I think that go up small, but it cannot continue for rise because if that is rise, then that means the salary has to rise because the normal salary in Sierra Leone that be 800 where they make a 1.2, and if now you buy rest 900,000, the rest na on petrol and gas and transportation, you are left with nothing. That is why the kids and the youths are putting they push themselves to death because there is no benefit for them. They say, what have I work for? Why work at the purity? I cannot even buy one bag of rice. I can't feed my wife and my children. Why am I alive? I don't want for leave. And then our leaders are looking nice and beautiful and big and bigger and bigger and bigid and biggest and whatever English word you want for talk. So now my final advice, Dandy, don't allow for get zakat to fit in this road. Not allow for chap by zakat, and also imams and jamaat. If you give zakat, and by the way, imams also you are supposed to give zakat. I sabi beaucoup imams don't pull zakat to fitri. Beaucoup they tell people for do zakat to fitri they pull. I sabi beaucoup people back where they tell people for pray the 10 days is important. Then the imam they pray. They go find them about they memorize Quran and can't put them. Then they go sleep. They get near their wife. Then they tell us don't go pray. Una fi say God na munku. God not follow. I know not like me, but me I like una they tell una the truth. So there, we are not selling the rest after Ramadan. Make sure if you give zakat to fitri, you cannot collect zakat to fitri. Chairman, president, executive, you cannot share waiting Fatima the Brinkam or any other person in Brinka. You have to give it out to the poor. There are thousands of poor people in Sierra Leone that you can give those rights to them or that money to them. You cannot hold it for yourself. If you do, Yawm al-Qiyamah, you shall bring it. And Allah mentioned that, وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَكُمْ بَيْنَكُمْ بِالْبَاطِلِ. Do not eat money between yourself in the wrong way. And Allah said in another ayah, do not eat the money of the poor and the needy. If you do, مَا يَأْكُلُونَ فِي بُطُونِهِمْ إِلَّا النَّارِ. You have not eaten nothing. You not eat nothing except fire inside you belly. And some of them, that's what they be having. And make sure you, the imam yourself, make sure you pull your zakat to fitri. Not go tell people if you pull zakat where you not pull. Yeah, imam the owner self when I go pray at the mosque tajud. You're not telling people and they will not the balance. And then the masjid them, yeah, una make sure una pray the Quran correct this year. Una not rush for the Quran. No reason. If now one juzu no more una pray, all man scatter, it better that una pray 3 juzu, una report the Quran, una the rush for the Quran. If there is no la yanfa, it doesn't benefit. Jazakumullah khair.
Alhamdulillah, one for tell Sheikh plenty thank you for we did with me today in the studio. Inshallah, we'll find time where we'll become Sheikh again, where we can discuss detail about this particular topic. And inside last advice, he talk about say let no rush inside the prayer, and indeed, if you rush the way safe how someone they read, they say someone na pupa baja, someone na yapa na I call M&M. They say so fast that they type the Quran, subhanallah. Imagine. So that's all the Sheikh advice we say, let me get them slow, elect not 3 surahs they sabi, grab and pray, you read them 3 surahs and day. Inshallah, Allah will accept them for we. And also talk about Zakatul Fitr Misrod, Subhanallah, Subhanallah. So let me be careful. The time where you know advice we say for let me give before time. 2 days before the Eid, you can distribute. One day before the Eid, you can distribute. But not within a net where that person, you know, will get to that thing again. You know, will lose that again for cook. And they say Zakatul Fitr, now the food where you for you prepare for yourself for eat you and your family. So if you go give again the day of Friday, where na the Sheikh say na Zakatul Fitr chap, subhanallah. You know, Sheikh is a bit talk the Creole, and he always dey say na Afrobi man. Alhamdulillah, if you see him, you go feel say na Arab man. If you see him, you go feel say na this, but na Sierra Leonean. And this na a man ready for we all. And he talk for the government, and he talk for everybody, they talk for the people. When you do something wrong, they tell you say you do bad. When you do something good, they praise you. Alhamdulillah, these are the kind of people and we want now the country way for the advocates and talk because you know we see something they go wrong, then you not say anything. One for tell and plenty thank you where you join with me at the studio. Of course, this now the program we can come to you every Friday. Na Voice of Salone Radio, the program called Voice of Salam. And me when they bring the program to na Mina Boda Muhammad Sisil Kamara until we see again another time. One for say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
This is the Voice of Salone Radio, 91.9
Voice of
FM.
peace, a program for we, but make we faith increase.